How we doing, everybody, and welcome back to another video. This week, what are we doing? Well, it's story time with Howie. Woo! That's my intro. I kind of wanted to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know if some of you have noticed, but every now and then on my channel, Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content pops up. Why? Why do it do that? Howie only like video games. This is false. Howie likes Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! More Yu-Gi-Oh! But Pokemon has a special place in my heart. Any which way, so I was just gonna kind of give you stories about how I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Way back when I was a little booger eater. God, how long? 2000. How old was I? April 18th, 2000. Let's see. That was 21 years ago. I was 9. I was fucking 9. Jesus Christ. Not a long time ago. Do I count as a Yu-Gi boomer then? Because I remember actually getting into this right when it first came out. The first year it was going, how he was into it. I loved Pokemon cards, right? I had all my Pokemon cards. I had Charizard. I had Blastoise. Why don't I have any of them now? Well, my mom burnt them. That's a story for another time. But if you want, I'll tell you that story eventually. So one day I remember my friend coming up to me and being like, oh, you're still playing Pokemon? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm still playing Pokemon. He's like, nah, you gotta play Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm like, fuck is Yu-Gi-Oh? He's like, here, and he gave me a fucking, what was it? Okay, so my first Yu-Gi-Oh card was this little bastard right here, a petite dragon. He gave me this. He's like, see what a cool Yu-Gi-Oh card is? I was like, well, that's kind of cute. But from there, he had no idea what he had done because I was like, I have to have all these. And so it went on to a whole mess of me begging my mom for money, going to the store, buying these. We didn't even have a Walmart in my town when this was first going on. So you had to go to our local card shop, which I think was called Fans Hangout. That card shop is not even there anymore. Jesus Christ, that was forever ago. And I was like, man, buy me Yu-Gi-Oh! And it turns out these are expensive. So I resorted to screwing my friends out of these cards with bum deals. I'd be like, look, here's a stack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards. And they're like, oh, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh? I'm like, yeah, give me your blue eyes. And they're like, none of these are hollow. I'm like, yeah, but do you want one card or do you want this stack? And so I would trade like that and eventually end up getting tons and tons of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I remember my very first Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Yeah, that was exciting because our town was too small. We had to go to Las Vegas, which was next door, in order to go to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. And I knew nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh, right? I'm like 9, 10 years old. I'm like, all right, yeah, we're gonna go to a tournament, yeah. And I remember that was when Torrential Tribute came out. So how far along was that? That was Labyrinth of Nightmare in 2003. So I didn't actually get to go to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament for 3 years. But I remember I went to this place and we got packs and stuff like that for entering. And I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be sick. And I had my deck and it was just like a Blue Eyes beatdown deck. And I don't think it made any sense whatsoever. And this kid comes up to me because I'm opening my pack and I pulled Torrential Tribute. And this kid comes up to me, he's like, hey, I want to play you for that Torrential Tribute. And I don't even think he put up anything in, like, return, but I was just so excited somebody wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh with me. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. It's time to duel. We played this game, and you know what he ended up doing to me is he summoned Obelisk the Tormentor, which wasn't even a legal card at the time, and made up some bullshit effect and beat me. Thank God that a judge was watching this because he's like, yeah, I get your Torrential Tribute, man. And the judge is like, hey, that wasn't fair. Give it back, and you guys separate. And this kid got so mad, but I got to keep my Torrential Tribute, so I don't give a fuck. That was my first Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. From there, I kind of just branched out and kept playing the game. I didn't ever really understand it because there wasn't ever tournaments around me, so I just play with my friends. We'd make up our own rules. You guys remember that bullshit, right? I summoned my Blue Eyes White Dragon. Did you tribute anything? No, fuck you. I'm gonna kill you with it. Bah! You know, MST negate. From there, I actually had a new card shop open up in my town. I remember it was called Ants Card Shop, like A-N-T-S, Ants. And from there is where I actually kind of started to learn how to actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it turns out there was a lot of people who were older than I was that knew the game and went to this card shop. And I remember going to the card shop the very first time, and I think I had an Exodia deck. This was when Lightsworns and Gravekeepers came out. We're fast forwarding a little bit. It was 2008. And I was a little bit older then. This was like when I was graduating high school. Man, this doesn't add up. It's weird. But I remember going with my friends, Corey and Aaron, and boy, those were my band friends. You guys know those guys are best friends, yeah. And we went up there and we had no idea what we're doing, but we're like, oh shit, we're gonna learn and beat these guys. We're gonna be the best there ever was. Yeah. Not a Pokemon reference. But we got our asses kicked by people playing things like Gravekeepers and dragons and Lightsworns. And I remember there was this guy, Craig, who had the shiniest Lightsworn deck that I've ever seen. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm badass. And I don't know what it was, but boy, oh boy, did I fall in love with that deck, because I was like, that guy's the coolest guy I've ever fucking met, and I want to be just like him. So I started collecting Lightsworns. I remember that was my first, like, deck that had a theme, I guess an archetype, if you will. Fuck, I loved it. Milling to the Graveyard and how sacky it was and shit like that. I'm like, yeah, Judgment Dragon, blah, 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 blah. And everybody hated that, but dude, it was so insanely fun. Let's see, after that, fast forward some more time, I got to go to my very first regional. And this was with my friends, and it was crazy fun time. I remember just looking around and being like, holy shit, so many people here. And this was in Salt Lake City. I believe it was during the Fire Fist format. God, I'm a Yugi boomer. Does that count me as a Yugi boomer? A boogie humor? I couldn't afford any of that, so I took Chaos Dragons. And I remember getting top 32 in this one. I think it was a 300-man tournament in Salt Lake City. And I was so proud of myself, because I'm like, yeah, I got a national invite, yeah. And I'm pretty sure I got an invite for that one. I remember having such a blast of a time with that. I don't know if you guys have ever been to regional events or anything like that, but there's just so many people. You get to go with your friends and you hang out all day, and all you're doing is playing Yu-Gi-Oh! The entire fucking day is just a Yu-Gi-Oh! Extravaganza. And having a day where you just set it aside, where you're like, I'm gonna go with bros and just play games. Nothing like it. But from there, I just kind of went on to get further and further into it. I remember playing Dino Rabbits. God, that was a fun deck. Dino Rabbits was neat. Wind-Ups was insanely cool. I never actually played the deck, but my wife did. I wish she'd play Yu-Gi-Oh! With me again. But she kind of just grew out of it, which is fair. It's a child card game, and I'm like 30-something. What am I doing with my life? From there, I've always loved like graveyard-based decks, and combo-heavy decks. I've never really been one for control. And you know, like everybody makes fun of control players. No, strap on the helmet. But it does take skill. It takes a lot of patience. I get that, but I don't have patience. I want to run over you with my big fucking monsters. Mush, mush, unga, boonga. That's how I like Yu-Gi-Oh! That's how it originally was. I summon my big-ass monster. Fuck you. Not, oh, I activate my trap card and you can't play the game. All right, guys, so that's going to be it. That's just kind of a few little stories of Yu-Gi-Oh! And me and why I like it so much. It's just been a big part of my life. I'm not that good at it. I mean, the best I've ever done, I've won local tournaments, but the best I've ever done in like a real competitive thing is I took top 9 at a Boise regional. Shout out to Timmy for making that happen. I didn't get any prizes because prize cutoff was top 8. Baby rage. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out my local team. I don't know if am I on the team? Sam, am I on the team? Go check out their YouTube channel, Team Idaho Falls Yu-Gi-Oh! Sam always puts out awesome content there. Maybe I'll start doing more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content, maybe? Don't let people tell you that your hobbies are childish. Because damn if I haven't had some of the best memories with this game ever. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, do all that shit. I kiss you, and peace.